All right, check out this PROSPA style track.
My love is what you
Alright, so this is obviously a remake of the popular Free Your Mind from PROSPA's new album. And yeah, like the title says, this is a free FLP, which means the first link in the description of this video will be the project file download link. A few things will be different, but you'll get all of these samples obviously included as they are. Just these serum presets right here that you'll see in pattern 1. We're going to go into it later in the video, but these will be consolidated into audio files. If you want access to the actual serum presets I've used, it's from my pack Metamorphosis. The pack is linked in the description down below if you want the serum preset pack. Cool, obviously an important thing for me to mention as well, these vocals and the intro here is only for reference. You do not have the right to release that, obviously. So if you're gonna continue with this, mute that or delete it, change the melody, and it's yours. Other than those samples, this right here is 100% original. Man, I'm sweating like crazy in this heat wave right now. Without further ado, let's get into how we made this. Right, so I like to start with the drums. We have a kick on every beat, of course. You'll see it says kick 24 and 21 because these kicks, in fact, all of the samples in this FLP are from my pack Contraband. That's my sample pack. As I said here, kick 24 is this one, plus 21 is this one here. So you hear I'm using the beginning part of that kick and mixing it with the end part of this kick. So you see the crossovers right there. Could be done a bit better, but this is how I replicated that kick from Free Your Mind. But yeah, like I said, these samples are gonna be included in the FLP, but if you want all of the other samples from my pack Contraband, it's also linked in the description down below, right underneath Metamorphosis. And every other beat, we have the clap. This is clap 25 from that same pack right here. But you'll hear that I've put a lot of reverb on it. Now I'm using Fruity Convolve reverb because it allows you to have sort of attack on the reverb so it doesn't come in straight away. Man, I cannot stop sweating, it's insane. There's a delay basically time-wise in when the reverb comes in. This would be straight away. And this is with the convolved reverb. We call it gated reverb, and you can do that very easily with Fruity Convolver. In this FLP, I tried to use only stock FL plugins because I realized that's kind of a problem with other FLPs I've done on this channel before. I'm using all these fancy plugins that no one really has. So as you can see, Fruity Convolve, if I go into the other ones, just parametric EQ, limiter, sound godizer, Fruity Compressor, all of these come with FL, Fruity Reverb too. So no stress on that front. Every offbeat we have hat. But this is just a very snappy short hat, right? Hat number 12. And we're layering that with a much longer sort of, yeah, you hear it. Much longer and much more acoustic sounding hat. By that, I mean it sounds like an actual instrument. You'll see I also added Fruity Convolve to that, which kind of makes it bigger. So without that, just adds that reverb, makes it even bigger, right? And you'll start noticing all of the drums here in the mixer are going into a mixer channel. That is the drum bus, which allows me to put a compressor and a limiter on all of the drums without having to do it on the entire song or individually on each channel. I can just compress it together in a drum bus. So far, very simple. Let's continue. We've got this top loop. And this is a chopped up version of top loop number 16. We're layering that with this chopped version of this top loop number 21. I've just chopped it like this. Playing it by itself, it makes no sense, right? But it needs context. So if I add the other top loop back in, still sounding a bit confusing. Now let me add the kick. The last sort of top loop is this effects layer here. We don't talk about this one, number 6. It's in, all of these are in the pack Contraband, every single sample. And last thing, we've got this crash. Oh my God, I'm sweating from everywhere, man. Very simple. All the drums together. Almost forgot to mention, I've done something funky here with the kick, kind of following exactly what PROSPA have done in their track. you'll see here, I'm just using kick 24 here instead of the one that we've made. And I am with way down on volume. I'm just doing some fancy rhythm like this. Putting it right there. It helps transition into the next part of the drop. And that's the drums in totality. Very simple. Doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. Now, the exciting next part, the bass line and the melody, the keys, right? Let's take a look. Everything is in here. In my opinion, I didn't quite get the keys right, but that's okay. This is my interpretation anyway. Let's start with the bass. The top layer of the bass right here is bass classico, and I've almost changed nothing. I've just turned the sub off and increased the distortion a bit. I changed the values of the compressor just a little bit, so it's favoring the high end more than the low end. And I've changed absolutely nothing else. As you can see, it's very simple. Just a saw wave with modulation on the filter. And yeah, some post effects right here. So we've got this EQ to lower the sub even more. I don't want to do a high pass because that's kind of the effect that we want, but it actually kind of messes with the sound quite a lot and it really reshapes the sound. This is some weird like music theory technical stuff, but you really want to be careful when you're working with a bass, especially a bass in the lower end. When you're cutting just straight up the sub, it changes the signal quite a lot. And because this is a very clean saw wave, it messes with it quite a bit. So I just left it as it was and just put it down like that. It does the trick. Sound Goodizer to just boost the upper end. I could use an OTT for that, but Sound Goodizer comes with FL, so that's why. Limiter to cut those dirty peaks. And we're layering that with a sub. This is Sub Loba from Metamorphosis. And yeah, like I said, these basses, all of these keys are from Metamorphosis. I've changed nothing. This is just the sub as it came. I just put it one octave down, the notes it's playing. EQ on that to make sure it doesn't play any of the mids. And this is really essential to creating that sound. So if we play this right now. That immediately gives away what song it is. The identity is in the bass line right there. Now I'll talk about these keys as well, but yeah, obviously not quite the right sound. It's 3 layers. We'll go with the loudest voice right here. This is keys pluck 7. I've changed the amount of voices, so the amount of unison. I've changed the envelope to have longer release. And have a look if I've changed anything here. Maybe the compressor, probably the reverb. I've added reverb, I think. If not, that's it. Oh, and I've boosted the noise as well. Then we've got another layer here. Keys Opie. I've not changed anything about this, but you could see it's not actually playing the same notes. If I were to put this down, you see how it is sort of harmonizing with each other. See, if I were to take these notes exactly and go ahead and play it, put it right here, you could see they're not the same. They're harmonizing, right? So these two melodies are harmonizing. The last voice here is keys Cinesynth. One of my favorite presets. I've used this in so many of my songs. So all those 3 together. Their sound is more of a ravey stab kind of thing. It could be a sample. I would love to know how they made their keys. But yeah, you put that together and you get this. It's summer, baby, and I can feel it, but I can also hear it. The music is getting nice. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you learned anything or you found this useful at all, please make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 5K, and we are almost monetized. So maybe my next video will be a vlog on that and the whole journey to getting monetized. We're so close. I know it's a typical thing to say, but crazy stuff has been happening. The grind is slowly beginning to pay off. I pre-ordered Grand Theft Auto 6 yesterday, which is crazy to say. Like, we need to make it to November. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. All right, peace.